Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? Back again for a weekly update. Friday's close. Here we have gold and silver. Silver's on a 5-hour, gold's on a 60-minute. You can see the pattern that's forming. It did close above our 34 on a 60-minute. It did consolidate pretty nicely. It did locked itself in a little wedge there. It popped and then consolidated. I imagine this thing will pop below that 34 for a little while, maybe on Monday. No telling though, it could easily just pop above and keep going. That's what I hope for. I did add to my, and by the way, I hate Bitgold for calling their name close to Bitcoin because I can't get that erased out of my mind. Every time I talk about Bitgold, I'm saying Bitcoin, so apologize. But I did add just a tiny bit of money to my account when I saw the price reach the 34. Not too much. My bigger buy will be probably this first break here, and then also the major break if it's got any energy, especially if it's going to break out of a pattern. I like breakout patterns. Going to a daily, it's got a little high level consolidation there, spinning top, indecision, could go any way. My target was right around 1220 if it wants to come down that far. But you never know, it could just consolidate it right there and just open up and keep going. That would be awesome. Going back to that 60-minute chart, I mean, it could open outside this pattern, gap open. It's got some wheels, man. I don't know what to think, but consolidation is good. I know that I'm impatient, so I want to see it go higher as fast as possible. Silver did a little U. Kind of reminds me of a wave between the swells. That's a 5-hour, 60-minute. It tapped 34 all day, and was going to churn down, but it closed above, so I'm very happy about that. Maybe this small wave within the wave is good enough for silver. Like we said, silver is not popped yet as much as gold, so looking for price over, I'm going to say 1580, and it might be good time to buy. Just because this is a nice little flat top bouncing off a 34 and breaking previous highs. Might get a good pop out of it. Don't know if it'll keep going past 16, but if you're an intraday trader. Going back to gold, hitting that weekly. You know we hit that. We broke trend last week, kept going on a weekly. Monthly still looks good. That morning star pattern just really did its job this time. Need to close over 1240 at least on a monthly. I guess we got some room here. So down to 1230. We got some room. It did stay up for the week. That's awesome. It closed above our 34 on the weekly close for the monthly chart, and we're definitely above on the weekly. So this has room to consolidate. I'm still looking for the right shoulder to come in right around here. Just make a tight U and come out and break the tops. But looking good. Nothing to report for today. It just consolidated all day. I got requests for doing a little Tahoe Resources, Eldorado, and Yamaha. Tahoe on this a monthly chart, and we got this double top resistance at the 50% line on this long candle, and right now it's been in this channel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, and it's coming close to being able to come to this 10. Once it gets to the 10 and breaks that 10, we'll be in the previous lows. But right now it's still in that channel. It's going to go back and forth as much as possible until it breaks out. But you can buy into support, sell into resistance, and ride the channel until it does what you want it to do. But for now, if it was me, I would wait until it broke that 10. But if you caught it bouncing off the support line, even after it broke below. So this is a nice whipsaw, right? And back inside the channel, and it bounced back inside the channel, and that would have been a good buy. Looking on the shorter term, wow. Look at that candle for the week. That is a nice candle. That is a nice little hammer, huh? Long-legged hammer with a green top, no less. So you got a bullish signal on the week close. You're still in the channel, but if you did a little channel break from there and there, you can see the. Let's do that. Hang on. So there's our weekly trend that needs to break and close above the 34. And you can see that's coming down from a long line here. We have a lot of resistance right there, turned to support as the candle turned into a nice bouncing, a higher low hammer, and it closed above the 13 and the 8. And now, right now, it is squeezed between the 13 and the 34, and that's still legitimate little pattern, but on a smaller scale. And as that price twists and turns inside there, wow, look at that gap. Looks good. I like it. It just needs to break out of that channel at 10. A weekly close above the 34 first, and then watch it break that 10. Actually, 950, between 950 and 10, that gap right there. Gaps have support and resistance lines as well. So, I don't know, it looks good. It looks like a nice, I mean, it's tightly wound between the channel and our 34 coming down. So it looks like a pinch in price, and the price is going to have to choose up or down real soon. So it looks good. Keep an eye on a break above 10. That looks awesome. Eldorado, here's a weekly. It's doing that V bottom. I would say to look for consolidation, maybe another higher low before it tries to break previous highs. But going to Yamaha, I mentioned a while back that this V bottom needs to do the same thing I just mentioned on Eldorado, but looks like this V bottom just really didn't care. It just did whatever it wanted to do. I remember last time I looked at this, I was telling the guy to sell into resistance and then wait for the break. But because I figured, V bottoms don't ever break out like that. It needs to create a pattern, but it didn't. It didn't do any of that. It just busted out. That is a great move. Holy smokes! But going back to El Dorado and looking at a weekly, daily, it's filled that gap. Now it could do one of two things. It filled the gap, came back to the 34 on a daily, and it gapped up, and it's breaking its previous high, which is that platform catapulting price. So very nice move on a daily. Broke above the 34, came back to the 34, bounced hard, and then on the next day it gapped open. And if you were in, you would have broke the previous high and breaking emotional spot 3. So next, look for previous high breaks on a daily, but a weekly hasn't broken trend yet, and it's got you can kind of see reverse head and shoulder. You got a left shoulder, long neckline on this one. You do have a couple nice reversal bars on the weekly. Plus the extension bars pointing down. You can call that a AB bottom, double bottom, AB double bottom. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but broken the resistance. You can call this 222. These 2 points here, you can call that a major resistance. So it just broke right back in, closed above the 13 and the 8, and price again is pinched between the 13 and the 34. We'll see if this can just keep corkscrewing inside of here and breaking out and following everybody else, especially following Yamaha on that daily. I mean, that pretty much, yeah. It does have a V bottom on a weekly, but you never know, I guess. Just talking about probabilities, but on a monthly close for this week, it is looking healthy. It's a 2-bar reversal, long red, and then reverses all the way back with a long green. If we can open up on a monthly and close above, let's see if we can reach 4 for the rest of February, and call this a done game when it gets above and starts to try for its trend break on a monthly. It's only touched it once, but this was the bearish retracement, and it hasn't touched it since. So it's due to come back to its previous lows, which is this line here. And that's similar to what our 1550 looks like on silver. But yeah, I would not have guessed that was going to happen on Yamaha. No way I would have ever said that. Weekly, Yamaha, great job. It has broken trend. Monthly, this thing got so beat up. I mean, same thing. We need to break into previous lows on a monthly close and get above. It's not too far off. If it could get to 350, I'd say that be healthy for next month. So this is going to keep going. Yeah, it hit resistance on a monthly, that 13. Looks great. I mean, we're going to get a bottom. We're going to get these things moving. It has to happen sooner or later, right? It's been a long time. And I remember trading Yamaha gold in El Dorado, but it was way in the El Dorado, especially in the 20s. Yeah, I thought, yeah, I remember now. I traded this thinking it was going to break, and it did. But look what it did after that. not good. Let's see. Moving on to the U.S. dollar. We did have a bounce. We had a spinning top morning star, not a morning star, just a indecision, and it opened up, so it decided to keep going, but all it did was break into previous lows. Nothing to see here. There's no pattern forming. It's just been down, down, down. On a weekly close, definitely below our line here, which was I believe our trend right there. So it closed below, and it did a bearish retracement already. So for the next week to come, I imagine this thing to be coming down more. And just to check on a monthly, see how we're closing so far. I got a couple weeks left, but definitely broken down. Looking for previous lows to break further down. So there you have it. Dollar doesn't look good for the next week, especially this candle encompassing the whole top, almost the whole top pattern for the monthly close. S&P, same thing. It's on its legs. It did bounce today, but what did it do? I mean, it does the same thing all the time. It's a bearish retracement. You got the bearish, and all it does is go into previous lows and stops. Now it did close on its high, so we might see something come out of it a little bit higher, but probably not anything more than that. So it came down to 18, and now it's bearish retracing and going to previous lows and gonna tap its trend and just become more bearish. We do have a double bottom on a weekly close, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. But with this, I mean, it's not looking too healthy. I mean, it closed on its high, but it also didn't break too high into the previous lows. It just stopped on a dime, right where this bottom is right here. So I imagine this is going to retrace a little bit more and then continue to fall. Just to check, let's see. Weekly has a nice long-legged double bottom right here. But this is not a reversal bar. This is not a hammer. This is not anything other than the fact that it is coming back into, it got stopped on this one, but it broke into previous lows here. So really nothing to see. Crude bounced today. I was mistaken to call this a gravestone doji. Gravestone dojis are on the tops of patterns. This is at the bottom, and I forgot it's a dragonfly doji. So it did bounce. It bounced like 11% at one point. We do have a double bottom, but the same thing I am seeing everywhere else so far on these. All it did is the bearish retracement of the previous lows, and you can see the same thing happen. It could continue to go up. I'm not saying it can't, but it's not probable because all it's doing is retracing into previous lows. It does have a double bottom. It does have a nice candle. It could go for a bit longer to 32. So it could bounce quite a bit. And but that's all you got. I mean, it'll hit this, or you know, we should pay attention if it hits this spot or if it misses its mark. If it misses its mark, what do I say? It's always more bearish, double bearish. So it's likely in the next week to come up to 32. Break in the previous lows, up into 32. Monthly, it's still just disastrous, right? There's no hammer, there's no reversal bar, there's no breaking into previous lows, which are up in the 40s. It's way bearish. So Deutsche Bank bounced. Deutsche Bank did what oil did. It bounced, and on the monthly, it is closing so far. We've got a couple weeks left, but it looks like a nice hammer. But weekly, again, I imagine it's breaking in the previous lows. Oh no, look at that. Nice little hammer on a weekly close. Deutsche Bank. Wow. Alright, so previous lows are 1763, 18. If we can get to 18, it'll probably see 21 or 20. But nice close on Deutsche Bank for the week. Wow, up 12%. But we'll see. Nice. That is looks to me, the chart on a daily looks very sparsely traded. That's nice. Let's just see where we're at with lines on the chart and see if we're up the line here. Got a long way to go. So 20. This reversal bar can see 20, maybe even lower. But we'll see if, just like crude or anything else, we'll see it if this reversal can reach its mark or not. But that's about it. Gold and silver held its gains pretty well, and all the mining are reversing and doing very well. The dollar sliding, S&P sliding, and we got some bounces on crude and Deutsche Bank. Thanks for watching, and please share and like and let me know what's going on out there. Thank you.